Hello. Who's going to join first? Hello, hello. Is anyone there? Hey, there's one person here already. Who is there? Paul, good evening, Paul. You're the first person today. Raolat, good evening. How are you, Nikki? How are you doing? Hello, Miss S. Miss Sharunke is here and here. Thank you for joining. Hello, thank you for joining. Ojokpalumi, good evening. Thank you for joining. Omonike, thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited to have you all joining us this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you, Esther. Good evening. Ezinwa, hello, good evening, good evening. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining. We're going to have an exciting evening today. I have got more than two people here with me to share this lovely topic today with you. So you're all welcome. Oluwatoyin, good evening, good evening. Thank you so much. Omonike, you're such an upstarter because you have already shared before I start saying share. So well done, Omonike. Thank you. Jake, good evening. Daniel, good evening. Ade, good evening. Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad to have you here with me and start sharing. Or should I say, in my words, share. So thank you all for sharing. Thank you, Ezinwa, for sharing. I can see that you've shared. Amachi, good evening, and thank you for sharing. Thank you all for sharing. So guys, without further ado, it's going to be an exciting evening today. Dr. Sunday will join us if he can, but we have all gathered here to talk about an attribute of his. And I'm sure that you've seen the topic already. So the attributes that we're going to talk about today is undaunted. Undaunted. I will save you the energy of going to Google to check out that word, because that's what I did when I first saw the attribute, even though I knew to some extent when it says that I'm not daunted, you know what it means, but I had to check it out because I want to be precise with my understanding of that word. So I checked it out on Google, and I'm sure somebody have got Google to open up for me. So we're going to say hello to everyone. So I'm going to turn the camera before I tell you the meaning, or before I just want to save you the hassle of having to go onto Google. But before I do that, I just want to show you the camera so that you can see the people in the house that wants to share these attributes of Dr. Sunday with you. So here we go. Camera is coming, guys. They are looking at. So who do we have here first? Let me turn the camera a little bit. We have here
ID Peter.
Can you hold here?
ID Peter.
Okay. We got ID there. And
hello.
Is
hi.
It's
Caroline.
Yeah. You know we've got new people, Caroline. Not everyone knows who Carol Wise is. So say Caroline, aka
Caroline.
She's very stubborn. Okay. Who do we have here?
Lola Sharonke. Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Thank you, Ma. See, that's how it's done, guys. And we have.
Hi, everybody. Maria Simanianka.
Ooh,
Nice to see you today.
Thank you. We have Maria and.
Temi Daramola.
Hello, Temi. Okay, Caroline. Tell us.
Okay.
Wait. Guys, so Caroline, I said I, but Caroline will do the honors of saving you the time to go and check out Google for what this means, undaunted. I'm sure you all know, but just to be PC, politically correct, we're going to go to the dictionary to check out what undaunted means. But before we go, I was failing in my duty to show you everyone in the house. And I believe somebody thought I've forgotten about her. She's right here on my right. So I'm going to turn the camera to our one and only. I'm turning.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to be here, and today we will be talking about very interesting attribute of Pastor Sunday. Yeah, because we all need this attribute to have in our Christian lives also.
Wow. Thank you very much, Pastor Natalia. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming. Guys, start sharing. I know a few of you have shared, but more people need to share. But before we share, and before Caroline gave us the meaning of undaunted, I know you all know, but for some of us, like me, who needs Google, Caroline is going to share the meaning with us. But before we do, let me read some of your comments and say hello, hello, okay? So, Andre says, hey family, hello Andre. Ojopelumi says, more like this message is for me. Some lecturer just pissed me off big time, almost discouraged to execute a plan. Well, Ojo, we know we're always in the spirit over here, so this will definitely be for you. So we're in the spirit, okay? Ayo today says, good evening, DSA family. Toyin Oduwale says, hello, DSA family. Oluwatoyin again says, another Oluwatoyin says, hello, Mrs. Shoronke. I celebrate you. That's Oluwatoyin Abidemi to you, Miss Shoronke. Mrs. Shoronke, not Ms. Shoronke. And then MJ saying, hello, Queen Carol Wise. Hello, Mayowa. Hello, Miss Shoronke and DSA family. That's from Rosalind. Oh my God. Hello. I know where you are. Okay. Chinwe says, hello, everyone. Daniel says, hello, everyone there and in the house. Chinwe joined. Hello, King Peter. That's from MJ, saying hello to King Peter. And Pastor Edwin is saying, at Muhammad Salah, welcome. I think Pastor Edwin notices that you're joining us for the first time, Muhammad. So as he's saying, welcome. I also welcome you, Muhammad. Then we have MJ saying greetings to the family. And we have Jake saying, hello, family, good evening. Chidi, good evening. So it's all the pleasantries and the shares. And so thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So start sharing and also invite your friends. Don't just share, but invite your friends so that they can join us in this great session. We are going to talk about the great attributes of our DSA Undaunted. So over to Caroline right now. She's been waiting.
Okay, so the definition of undaunted. Undaunted is an adjective, and its definition is not intimidated or discouraged by difficulty, danger, or disappointment. Some of its synonyms are unafraid, undismayed, unalarmed, unflinching, unshrinking, unabashed, unfaltering, unflagging, fearless, dauntless, intrepid, bold, valiant, brave, stout-hearted, lion-hearted, courageous, heroic, gallant, doughty, plucky, game, mettlesome, gritty, steely, indomitable, resolute, determined, confident, audacious, daring, daredevil, and more.
Thank you, Caroline. Did you get all of that, all of the synonymous to that attribute? Undaunted. Undaunted. That's who we believe Dr. Sunday is. Dr. Sunday is somebody that we know that is undaunted. So I had lion there, I had resolute, unafraid, so many words that I had there. I'm sure Caroline is going to go through it again so that for those that are joining us later, they can understand what we're talking about. But without further ado, who's going to be the first to start this conversation? Whoa! Guys, you know who's saying, here you go. Can you believe? I cannot believe. Okay.
Believe it or not, it's when I first think of being undaunted, and I think of Dr. Sunday Adelaja, I think of him inviting so many people to fellowship at his house. Without it takes a pretty brave person to be able to invite so many people from all over the world and be so generous to fellowship in the same place and to spend so much time with everybody, and to not only just invite them over here, but to spend personal time in counseling and things of that nature. So that's really appreciated. Also, being in Ukraine with multiple things going on in forms of defamation and his church or whatnot, he still manages to run his podcast, his live presentations, things of that nature. He hasn't stopped preaching, which is a very brave thing to me. My third and last thing with the Nigerian Transformation Project, I believe that I was particularly touched because after listening to his videos, despite the advice of what people have told him, he's still touching in areas in which most pastors wouldn't go into. So I believe he's a prime example of being undaunted. So, thank you.
Wow. That was at a speed of light, but I'm so impressed. I'm impressed for so many reasons, because not only that Tammy is undaunted himself, he's a good example of this attribute that we're discussing, because he was an upstarter. He decided, I'm going to be the first to talk about this. But you know what? He also talked about a lot of the main examples that I know that I've been thinking about Dr. Sunday. He talked about the Nigerian Transformation Project. He talked about the news and the media propaganda about Dr. Sunday. He talked about all the other events that happen and how Dr. Sunday just go ahead and do what he needs to do with his daily broadcast, with other activities that he needs to do on a daily basis, without even thinking about or without letting all those things, external things, stopping him. So I'm pretty impressed with Tammy, and I think Tammy right now has set the pace. And I think we're still going to come back to Tammy, because he must have a lot more to say, because that's just an iceberg of the information that he gave us. I know that Tammy has a lot more to say, but let's go over to other people in the house that might have something to say. So, hey, the guys have been an upstarter right now. I just got a raise of hand like, I'm a gentleman. Like that. Me next. So we've got somebody else that wants to speak.
Hello, guys. We are discussing the attribute of our doctor, our mentor, and when we see someone that is not afraid of anything, is our mentor, Dr. Sunday Adelaja. So, Ukraine, we're trying to stop him, and now we have a family, a global family. Everywhere in the world, we have a wonderful family. That is, you are listening to me, we are family. But Ukraine, we're trying to limit him. That is a man that does not give up. If you see a lion does not give up when he wants to catch a prey. That is Dr. Sunday. So what we are discussing here, we are not just discussing about his attribute. We are discussing so that you that is listening to me, you will wake up and go and do your project. There is nothing stopping you. If they try to stop you in your local village, go to another level, a state level. If they want to stop you in your country, go global. That is Dr. Sunday. For this reason, he has been able to inspire us so that we can go. We have a wonderful family globally. Thank you, guys.
Guys, that's another interesting angle of Undaunted. I'm particularly interested with what ID just said there, in terms of if they're trying to stop you locally, go nationally. If they're trying to stop you nationally, go globally. That's really like Dr. Sunday, and I think he epitomized with his explanation very well, and I'm really impressed with that. That's one thing that it is that signifies Dr. Sunday. Dr. Sunday doesn't do anything small, as you all know already, and that explanation is top-notch, perfect for Dr. Sunday. If they try to stop him here in Ukraine, he said, okay, I'll go nationally and, with Ukraine. If they try to stop me with Ukraine, I'll go to Nigeria. I'll go all over the world on YouTube and on Facebook. And that's exactly what he's doing. So thank you very much, ID. I'm definitely coming back to you because I know you've got more to say. So before we go, who's coming next? Hey, guess what we've got? Guess who we've got? Every time I'm so excited about little things. Okay, we've got here. Da-da!
Yes, talking about an attribute of Pastor Sunday, undaunted. There are other words that we can use when we're talking about undaunted, such words as undismayed, not discouraged, not forced to abandon purpose or effort, undaunted, not daunted by failure, not given way to fear, undiminished courage and valor. And all of those describe Pastor Sunday. Pastor Sunday is not afraid to continue to do something or try to do something even though there are problems and dangers to fear. I liken Pastor Sunday, just to be able to give a kind of illustration, to a firefighter or to firefighters. Firefighters are undaunted by the dangerous conditions to a fire that's happening probably in a building. And if you look at the firefighters, for those that know a lot about firefighters, they are usually in the station 24 hours. I mean, I think they do 5 to 6 days a week. And they're practically at the station in close connection with their commander, which we will consider here, Pastor Sunday's commander-in-chief is Almighty God. And so they're always waiting for that one call for the rescue. And during that period of waiting, they're strategizing and practicing how to kill fires. And they're also considering themselves. They have protective gears, and we could consider that the armor of God. And they are always practicing, I don't know, different countries, but in America, you hear them when they're practicing, they're just moving around the city and they're acting as if there's a fire and, But when the real life call comes, it's no different from if it was a practice. They act the same. And when they get to the scenes, there are so many issues to come across. There's the issue to hope that they have the water pump available, depending on how high this fire is or where the fire is. They have the ladders, the truck has to be positioned right, the firefighters all have to be there, they have to deal with smoke, they have to deal with information who is in there, they have to deal with the plan to rescue, they have to overcome smoke, they have to overcome the actual fire, they have to rescue people. I mean, there's so much situation going on, but the whole goal at the end of the day is to rescue people from this disaster. And that's the way I see Pastor Sunday. The disaster that is happening in the church today, he is out there in the command of Almighty God to help kill the fires. Pastor Sunday is bold and courageous and also gusty. I want to talk about what is the fire that Pastor Sunday is rescuing people from. Well, these are some of the fires that Pastor Sunday is rescuing people from. He's rescuing people from the mountain of ignorance. He's rescuing people from stop working for Uncle Sam. He's rescuing people by giving them information about a poverty mindset versus an abundant mindset. He's teaching and rescuing people to raise up the next generation of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. He's teaching us that where there are problems, there is money. He's teaching us that problems are your shortcut to prominence. He's teaching us to say, hello, I'm searching for problems. He's showing us to work is better than vacation. He's showing us that labor is better than favor. And these are many fires that need to be quenched in the body of Christ. And Pastor Sunday is doing this, knowing the price, the cost, very few people coming along with him on this mission. And even while that's going on, he is still training and bringing up disciples to follow suit. So indeed, the way I look at it, that we should also learn to be undaunted. See what Pastor Sunday is doing and see what we have decided to say, hey, we're going to walk this race too with Pastor Sunday. We should not let fear cripple us, but we should move on knowing what God, our commander, has called us to do. So that's the way I see Pastor Sunday. He is courageous, he is bold, he's not looking at who is coming with him, he's not fearing the fire that he has to kill, he's not fearing whether people, if everybody is with him, but he has got his command from the Lord. He is well strategic in what he needs to do because God has shown him. He is at the station 24/7, ready for the call and ready to go. So that's how I see Pastor Sunday being undaunted. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ma. Wow, wow, wow. That one was extensively perfect. Thank you so much, Ma. That was really brilliant. And do you know the angle that Mrs. Sharonke went through with the titles? That was really impressive with the titles of Dr. Sunday Adelaja's books. So guys, each attributes, or should I say each sentence or word that Mrs. Sharonke is mentioning, they're actually titles from Dr. Sunday's books. So if you don't know that already, please check out his books. They are available on Amazon. So amazon.co.uk or .com. Just Amazon, anywhere you are, you'll find Sunday Adelaja. So type Sunday Adelaja and you'll find all his books on there. And there's still more books to be published. We're working through the books. We will do reviews on the books as well in these sessions at 7 p.m. So this was a really, really good account, and the reasons to Mrs. Sharonke why Dr. Sunday or Pastor Sunday is undaunted. Those accounts were brilliant. How we try to rescue people with his books, how we try to rescue people with his broadcast. She gave a really good example with a firefighter and how they always, with their commander, that was really good. That was, I mean, my imagination was running over time with that, trying to imagine how that really is. And Dr. Sunday's commander-in-chief is God, and how Dr. Sunday is always with God and, you know, getting commands from him and sharing with us and sharing with his world and making sure that he rescues people with his book, with his writing, with his broadcast. So he's undaunted with anything that might be happening around him. He is getting his commands from God and he is sharing as much as he can with everyone around him in his house, on the live broadcast. So I think that was just a brilliant, brilliant account of Undaunted, and the examples were absolutely brilliant. So guys, please do the honors right now and start sharing. Please share, share, share. And don't just share. Why don't you also invite your friends and family? Invite people on your friend list. Please do that right now. Please. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So we're going to move on now. Who else is going to start their own account of Undaunted? Dr. Sunday. I've got like this. I've got that. Okay. From Wise.
Hello, everyone. So when I am looking at the definition of undaunted, the first thing I see is not intimidated. if we consider that the definition fully is not intimidated by difficulty, danger, and disappointment, we can really like start to break it down. So pastor has not been intimidated by difficulty. That much is for sure. When he tried to take on Nigeria, transforming a nation that has been in a web of mess for several decades now, a web of mess that many people of different statures and different, levels of education, levels of professionalism, have tried to tackle from different angles and have been unsuccessful. And yet, with all of this information, which we all know, Pastor Sunday is the kind of person who will go and do his research. Despite all of this research that he's done about people who have tried and failed, or tried and succeeded and then had their stuff, messed up by, the second comers or the succeeding group of people, he is undaunted and still continuing to make sure that his plan is foolproof and that it will be effective not only for today or for the next 10 years, for the next 50 years, but for the next 300 years he's planning for, and not only an undauntless self, but he makes sure that his plans are dauntless as well, or undaunted, that can't be overcome, that can't be thwarted, that can't be defeated. Another thing is not intimidated by danger. Now, I don't know how many stories people are telling Pastor, you're causing trouble. When you get here, you're going to have, so many people coming after your life. He even says, I'm going to Nigeria to die. But do you think that's going to stop Pastor Sunday? Nope. He's dauntless. He's still going to go. Despite all the death threats, we don't even know how many messages Pastor gets online alone. Just threats to him, just threats from all kinds of people. And then within the country that he's in now, Ukraine, he's been getting death threats for several, for a decade or more now. So, and he has not been defeated. So, I mean, when I say defeated, I don't mean like physically defeated, but he's not even been defeated in character. He hasn't even been defeated, when you meet him, you don't even realize that he's even going through anything. That's how dauntless, that's how undaunted he is in character. And when I think about someone who's been dauntless in character, I think of one of my favorite Bible, heroes, which is Joseph. No matter how many times Joseph was knocked down back to the bottom, below even the status his own father put him, he never lost his character. He never decided to just be angry with the world. He never decided to shut himself off. When someone needed his help, he was always there. And his attitude of service actually was what always got him out of those areas that knocked him down. It was his attitude of service, that character that he maintained, that actually brought him to the place of being in power. And so he had locked on to that part of himself, being dauntless in character, which is something that I think Pastor Sunday has also recognized, is that being dauntless in character is the very thing that will make you to overcome whatever is out there to intimidate you or to discourage you. Now, disappointment. If there's anyone on the planet who has suffered disappointment, it is Pastor Sunday. I mean, talk about people who have been loyal to you for several years, just one day deciding that you're untrustworthy and they don't want anything to do with you. They wash their hands clean of you. After you've poured yourself into them, they just leave. I mean, at that point, you should be ready to pack up, throw the birdie to the church and say, I'm done. I'm done with these people. They're ungrateful. I'm just going to focus on me and what I want to accomplish. But you know what? Pastor Sunday is not that. He keeps his arms open. He is undiscouraged by being disappointed. And you know what? That is a mark of a great leader, because one thing I just learned recently is that Mark Zuckerberg, also when he was starting his Facebook, he got offered a deal of about $100 million, to just sell his idea of Facebook. And he said, no, I believe in this idea is worth 10 times, 20 times more than that. And so I'm going to hold on to my idea. His entire staff, his entire team thought he was being a fool. They thought he was being an idiot. And you know what? They all packed up and they left. And at that point, Mark Zuckerberg could have said, you know what, we tried, I give it a good run, and you know what, it didn't work out. Maybe I did make a mistake, but he stood by what he believed in, and guess where he is now? Number 3, richest man in his field or in the world, I don't remember, but in the world. So there we go. So look at that. Pastor Sunday is exhibiting a very powerful part of being a leader, is to be so convicted of your worth, so convicted of what you stand for, that not even any disappointment of anyone who works with you, who has been loyal to you, can deter you from reaching that end goal. So I think that those are the 3 ways that I've seen that Pastor Sunday has been unintimidated and undiscouraged by difficulty, danger, and disappointment. And I'll go further to say this. There's another portion of scripture that I really like, but I'm not a pastor or preacher, so I don't really know how to, all the details. But something that is very, vivid in my mind is the story where Paul, he's taken captive prisoners on a ship. The ship gets shipwrecked, and they're actually thinking at that point of killing all the prisoners, which Paul is one. And someone has mercy on him and wants to save him. So you know what? They said, no, all you who can swim, jump off the boat. And so we can save as many people on the boat as possible. They arrive on the shore. I mean, Paul is in no state. He gives no you-know-whats at all. He's not in the mood, not at all. And the best thing happens. A snake comes up and just latches onto his hand. A poisonous snake. I mean, at that point, you should just say, you know what? I'm done, God. This is the end. This is the lowest. I'm a prisoner. I'm on a shipwreck. I'm shipwrecked on a lonely island, and on top of that, I'm gonna die. But you know what Paul did? He just shook it off. And that's how I see Pastor Sunday right now. Despite all the things that are going on around him, any kind of stone that anybody wants to throw, he just shakes it off, because he knows where he's going. He knows the God he serves. He knows the vision he's been given. And so that really, I think, is what keeps him dauntless no matter what happens, because he's so very sure of his mission. He's ready to give his life. So it doesn't matter if you threaten his life. He's ready to, get a few blows. So it doesn't matter if you throw stones. He's so very sure about who he is, who God is, and what he has in his heart, that anything that comes his way, he can just shake it off. A snake wants to attach itself to his hand, go ahead. I have something to do. You can try and kill me if you like, but I'm still going to get this thing done, because I serve a God who does not fail. And so those are my insights on this word, undaunted, when it comes to Pastor Sunday.
Carol Wise. That was not for no reason. It was for a good reason. She is wise, as you've seen, indeed. So guys, did you see all those accounts? Carol Wise also gave biblical examples of the similarities between Dr. Sunday's Joseph, Dr. Sunday and Paul. I was just there listening and thinking, OMG, this is real detail. I'm really impressed with this insight. And she gave also accounts of, even personal relationship that Dr. Sunday has had, that has been disappointing, but he just moved on. And this account is so interesting, because Caroline got me thinking that even with all those disappointments in the past, especially with personal relationship, Dr. Sunday still have people like myself and other people around him. That is real undaunted, because if I've experienced something negative with people, I will stay as well away from humans as possible. So this is a real sign, a real epitome of undaunted. Because that example alone, if I think about it, is like, wow, this is true. With all those disappointments, with friends, leaders, congregation that we all know about, he still welcomes people to his house. Come to my house, come over. So I'm really thankful for Caroline's insight and information that she gave us, she shared with us. Guys, this is a good time to share on your timeline so that you will have it and you can watch this again. And what Caroline also said with other people, actually, not just Caroline, is those examples is something that we need to emulate. This is something that we need to develop as a characteristics or as a character of ours. and we're giving accounts of what we think Undaunted is, or the attribute, the examples of Dr. Sunday's life, or Dr. Sunday's behavior, or Dr. Sunday's examples to us. We're giving you and sharing it with you now. So it's not just to share for you to hear, but also for you to develop in yourselves too. So thank you so much, Carol Wise. I almost said Caroline there. If this account is Carol Wise. Thank you so much. So who are we gonna have next? Who's going to? Yay! I'm so excited. Okay, we've got our chief pastor. Here we go.
Oh, guys. When we talk about Pastor Sunday and about this attribute that he's undaunted, always remember all situations in 20 years of existing church in Ukraine. There were so many situations when we guys will give up. And I always look at Pastor Sunday and I thought how he can go through all difficulties, all situations, the situation that I will disappointed, how he can continue to serve people, to guide people, to love people, to serve people. You know what I was thinking about? That, we are so egoistic. Because when trouble comes and difficulties come, we're just looking at our problem and we pray, God, please set me free from this problem, from this difficulty. But you know what Pastor Sunday did every time? He took this difficulty, he took this problem, these situations, and he used this like stairs to go up. He never give up. He always go up, closely to God, go to the mountain, to go over the God. And in love, there is no fear. And really, Pastor Sunday, he loved God so much and loved people so much that there is no fear there. And he had this strength to go through situations. For example, one situation, a long time ago, many years ago, maybe 20 years ago, when the church was 3-4 years old, and Pastor Sunday in Ukraine, he wasn't citizen of Ukraine. Just imagine person that is not citizen of country came to this country and start church, and not only church, the biggest church in Europe. And what happened? Government, Ministry of Foreigners, they just didn't give him a visa to be more in this country. So, with this way, they wanted stop him to be here, to stay in the country by law. This situation, big church, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people, movement, a lot of testimonies, a lot of people saving, just revival, let's say like this. And in this case, nobody put in his passport visa. So imagine yourself in this place. Only just imagine. Sometimes we have this problem in the countries where we're going, but not this problem, only this problem. He have a lot of people, church. So, if he will not be in the country, what will happen with the church situation? But nobody can see on pastor with any kind of reactions that something happened. Yes. He always rejoice. He always serve people, love people, and you cannot see that he have problem. So, and you know, always this attribute, undaunted, you know, difficulties, dangerous situations, up. He's always up on all of this. So, and I think in Christianity we need these attributes to have. So today we discuss and we are talking about these attributes that we see in Pastor Sunday, you know, because really every one of us, we need this attribute and we need to understand this, and that we have example, Pastor Sunday. And not just look at pastor and say, oh, pastor, you're so great. Well, but we need to take from him each attribute we are discussing about in these programs. So, you know, Pastor Sunday, he always served people. Even if people leave him, you know, they are not grateful. You know, they bring a lot of problems. He continues. You know, it's like he didn't see this. He didn't think about all of this. You know, we was a lot of times in disappointment. Oh, okay. Oh, I serve these people. They did this. They are not grateful, you know. But you can see in Pastor Sunday this quality, this attribute. He's in other word. His mindset is in the kingdom mindset. And this is his example for us and model how we have to live and who we need to be. And I just always when I see pastor, he was like stronger, you know, and with this strength he catch you, he just give he up you, you know, lift people also with this attribute. And we can go, oh, he is not afraid, okay, I can do also, you know. His life example for us, like, I can do also, I can live like this. I see men that can live without this kind of fears and be always up of the problems and difficulties, dangers. So it brings faith to me also that I can. So, and thank Pastor that he is as he is. So this is great example for us and just example for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, I know a little bit more about Dr. Sunday just by Pastor Natasha's account of Dr. Sunday and being undaunted. It's really amazing because, you know, this session is so insightful. Not only somebody like me, I've known Dr. Sunday just over a year now. That's another reason why you should know that he is undaunted, because I'm in his house, I'm welcome and treated like part of the family. So he's totally undaunted. But it's really good coming from different people and at different levels that we know Dr. Sunday, and also different age groups. You know, Pastor Natalia has known Dr. Sunday for that long, for over 20 years. You know, from what she's saying, when the church was like 3-4 years old, and what happened with the country and the government trying to get rid of him and coming to a different nation, you know, that account alone, sitting here just listening to that is like, wow, that is you know, that is a daunting situation. And to say that you can't even see that in his face, he still gets on with what he needs to do, he still continues with his plan. Pastor Natalia, thank you so much for that account, because, you know, Dr. Sunday is not here right now. And coming from Pastor Natalia, for me, it really resonates a lot. It means a lot. It says a lot that this Dr. Sunday, this Pastor Sunday has been like this for so many years. So he's consistent. Somebody that is undaunted as well is so consistent over the years that you can still give account of him 20 years ago. Now, in this, you know, 20 years time, you can say that he's undaunted by situation and give example. So that means he's even grown stronger in being undaunted, in being that character that he is. It's always been that way, if not better now. So I'm really I'm really impressed with that account that Pastor Natalia gave. And guys, one other thing that Pastor Natalia so does, and we should all heed to, is that this is an attribute that we all need to develop ourselves. It's not just Dr. Sunday and, is a Superman and we cannot attain this. We can all attain this kind of characteristics, these attributes. This can be our lives as well. This can be our lifestyles. This can be our ways as well. We have lots of teaching on developing characters. So you can go to Sunday Adelaja Official and you will find on a playlist a character building on a subject on character building. Just look through the playlist. You will find something that would help you. And again, don't forget, this is not something that is just peculiar to just one man. We can all develop this. We're not just saying this to talk about one man and say, oh, he's like this and we cannot attain it. We can all attain these characteristics. We can all attain these attributes, this character of ours. We can develop it to be undaunted. So thank you very much again, Pastor Natalia. I have so much to say about Dr. Sunday's attributes of undaunted, but we still have more people. So let me go over to another homegrown Dr. Sunday's mentee, Dr. Sunday's daughter in the house. So I'm going to turn to Miss Maria. Oh, okay.
Okay, I will try to tell something about Undaunted of Pastor Sunday as one of great and general attributes and characteristics of Pastor Sunday's person. And maybe I will talk something more and with more details if sometimes Pastor Natasha will help me. So, Undaunted is really one of general qualities and characteristics of pastor, because it's not theoretical, because it's all his life. Undaunted is all his life. His life full of strange and независимость, independent from fear, from hard circumstances, from challenges. So I imagine when black-skinned man, young man, arrived in post-Soviet Union territory, Soviet space, and he just began to walk on streets and serve to people. I know our people. How our народ, how our people can hate them people which change from us, different from us. So especially in that time, especially 25 years ago, so it's so hard situation in our country. And I imagine black-skinned young man go into streets and ask, умоляет, ask people, don't go to hell. They humiliated him. They insulted him. Insulted him. But he was continuing to serve him. They talk bad words in him as person, but he continued to serve people. He continued to stand on his knees and just ask people, crying, and just ask people, tell to his hearts, not go to hell. Back people, not go to hell. Back, yeah. He just, in fact, he was standing in his knees and beg people not go to hell. I imagine this. He did it every day. He did it every day. He didn't see on humiliated to him. He just did what was in his heart. And in this, all Pastor Sunday. This is Pastor Sunday, undaunted, always. In any circumstances, in any changes of around him. But he always achieved his goals in different space, in different challenges, in different давлениях, press on him.
Pressure situation.
Yes, pressure situation. So more, wow, there were so more situations which can kill man, but not Pastor Sunday. This is amazing, absolutely amazing. And I remember a moment when Pastor Sunday was taken in police at first. They took him in a police station, and you know our police can унизить, humility, yeah.
Take people down.
Take people down, absolutely. They doing always this way, especially Pastor Sunday, especially pastor, especially black-skinned pastor, especially pastor in post-Soviet Union space. So it was so hard. But I remember that was time when pastor started to doing home groups. And I remember that moment when he came back from police, just came back from police. He came back just on group, on our meeting. I imagine he arrived from police station in car and check and test our homeworks, our task, yeah, our task, just in car when he came from police station. So он достигает свою цель в любых обстоятельствах и не смотрит на них.
He achieved his goal in any situation. He is not focused on situations and difficulties. He just continues to do and focus on his own goal.
Yes, and any situations cannot stop him. When he came back on home group in that day, it was so strong God's presence in that place. We all knew where from Pastor Sunday right in this moment. And was the best lesson for me in that moment. He just praised God. He just sang song in that moment when they taken him in police station. He sang song. He praised Lord in that time. And this is heart Pastor Sunday. This is character Pastor Sunday. And in different time, when когда менялась, когда церковь и подход к служению требовал перемен.
In times when in the church was like time changes and something new was in the church born, new goals, new movements, new projects start in the church.
Yes, thank you, Pastor Natasha. So, Undaunted for me, in general and in Pastor Sunday especially, is гибкость.
He's
гибкость.
Not strict, but
flexible.
Yeah.
Skill to change methods of ministry in different situations, skill to change подходы, methods of building ministry, yes. And it was time when Pastor Sunday saw that people listen him, learned from him, but not doing that he learned us. And when Pastor Sunday was analyzed this situation, he began doing just unbelievable things, unreal things for pastor. He changed methods of ministry totally. He began this time when he began to do retreats, HMT, to do home groups, not for big meeting, not for big halls, yes, not for big number of people, but group, personal, but small group, in small group to do history. So I think this is also undaunted. Yes, undaunted. Sorry, because there is this действия, these acts needed to less of fears, totally less of fears. And today, our body of Christ so need this characteristic, less of fears, and ability to change methods of ministry, methods of way in this time. So thank you for your listen, my good English. I promise you, I will learn, and this is will better.
Hello guys, we are clapping for Maria because she was daunted by having to speak so publicly or online. She was really daunted, and to do this shows that she is also undaunted in the end. And you see how comprehensive her accounts were, and she had a different angle as well because she knew Dr. Sunday from another angle as a member of Dr. Sunday's church, as somebody that grew with Dr. Sunday. She had so many accounts. So I'm really impressed with her, and thank you so much for sharing that with us because we didn't know half of those things that you shared with us, and coming from somebody else as well is really, really good. So thank you again, Maria. Look at what Maria just said. That was a lot. And those accounts in different environments, different situation, the situation with the police. I mean, she started with coming here in the Soviet Union at the time, a young black-skinned guy coming here to Ukraine or Russia, and how he was treated. I mean, that is an example of being undaunted. That's an example of being bold, of being brave, of being a lion. You know, I've been all of those things that Caroline read out, and you can also check out that what it means to be undaunted. So Maria's accounts were from when he started, how people treated him, how people hate or dislike or insult people with black skin, and that didn't stop him. And it's not like it just didn't stop him. It didn't stop him from loving these same people. You know, I'm really amazed by that. You know, I know that you've seen clips of him being interviewed at some point and then somebody throwing a banana at him. If you haven't seen that, please go and watch it. It's on Sunday Adelaja Official. They threw a banana at him. And you know what he said? He cut the banana and then he said, I love you. I don't know why you're sending this, you're throwing this at me. I love you, you know. And it was just, he wasn't even angry. His countenance didn't change. It was just the same, like, I love you. And he was just saying his speech and what he needed to say. I was just looking in the camera. I was just like, what? Is that all you're going to say? You're not going to throw the banana back? You're not going to rage? You have every right to do that. I watched that over and over and over again, that video, because I don't know what I would do in that type of situation. And, you know, Maria's account, especially going to the police station, coming over, having a plan and executing that plan without letting the the visit to the police station affect him. He came, he did what he had to do with everyone. It's like, wow, how could he even do that? And, sometimes we do things, we don't know who is watching us and who we're influencing. This was a long time ago. She also gave account of the church, the changes within the church, and when that changes started, or when that changes was executed, he went on and did something else, and he developed another area to work with people, working with small groups of people. I mean, there was a lot that Maria said, but coming to a new country, that alone, coming to a new country as a young man, coming to the country where there's a lot of racism, there's a lot of looking down on black people, and being the champion of love, the champion of transformation that Dr. Sunday is here in Ukraine. His name is synonymous with black. It's synonymous with leadership, even here in Ukraine. If you go anywhere and you mention his name, there will be some reaction. There will be some wow, acknowledgement. You cannot mention his name without having some sort of acknowledgement in this country, even despite the government being against him, some of the people being against him. In some ways, they love to hate him, but they love him really. They can't help it, but they love him really. And thank you again, Maria. Thank you for that account from many years ago to now. That was really a heartfelt account and information about how Dr. Sunday, is undaunted to Maria. And that was really good. I'm impressed. Thank you very much. So I want to talk about why I think, or what is undaunted about Dr. Sunday to me. So many things I can start with. But let me just start with getting to know Dr. Sunday. Even getting to know Dr. Sunday on Facebook alone. Have you seen or have you met anybody that speak, or any pastor that speak in the way that Dr. Sunday does, or anywhere in the world? Have you met anybody that speak the truth despite many people or many other pastors telling him that he should stop, he shouldn't say these things, he shouldn't talk in this way? That it was totally he was totally focused on what he needed to tell us, how we needed to rescue us, the information that he needed to give. So for me, that alone spells undaunted. That behavior, that determination, that truthfulness, that strength, that ability to stand in twice a day, to sit and open our eyes to many things that other people would try to hide from us, that churches would try to hide from us, the leaders would try to hide from us, that, even I can't even, let's say leaders, people that in government would try to hide from us. Open your eyes to all those things without any benefit for him. The benefit is only for you. So for me, that person is undaunted. Okay, so let's talk about Nigerian Transformation Project. Do you see how Dr. Sunday speak? He made me believe in being Nigerian, in Nigerian being the future, in Nigerian being possibilities of anything of greatness happening in Nigeria. When he talked about Nigeria, he would say me. The ability that Dr. Sunday has to say me, I am going to change Nigeria, gave me strength, gave me hope in my own ability as a person, as an individual, to say, I'm thinking, what audacity has this guy got to say that he is going to change Nigeria? This person is undaunted. That this person has got backbone. So just by saying, Nigeria is going to change, don't go and throw your Nigerian passport away. Nigerian is going, just that alone. Even the president of Nigeria, the leaders of Nigeria will never say that. They can't say that boldly. And this is a single human being that is saying this thing. When I first met Dr. Sunday, I was thinking that, is this guy really human? Is this man human, or is he Jesus? Because if I imagine Jesus, this is the person that I would imagine him to be. Jesus was not disturbed by anything. Jesus was not afraid about anything. Even when he was going to be arrested and put on the cross, Jesus was still there, focusing on what he needed to do. For me, that's Dr. Sunday. That's Jesus in flesh. Because he's not afraid. He's not running away. look at the court case. He's in court today. He was in court today. He's back. And being in court today, the plans that he planned, the things that he planned to happen today, he's still executing them, regardless of what's happening in court. He's somebody that is not running away. Do you think that if he wants to go to Nigeria or go to America or anywhere else, he could go? He could go and seek protection somewhere else, and other places would take him and, you know, embrace him. But he said, that's being undaunted. Like, I'm going to deal with this court case. I'm going to stay here and address this issue and deal with it to the end. For me, I have never known anyone like that. So that is undaunted. Even me coming here, you know, that's a small example. When I just called Dr. Sunday and I said, I'm coming here. He's not thinking about the news, about what people are saying, all this negative media about him. It's like, okay, no problem. It's not somebody that is thinking, okay, I'll have to go and think about it. I have never known anyone that I ask a question, any leader, that you ask anything, is usually they will go back and say, okay, I'll think about it and I'll get back to you. He will give you an answer straight away. He doesn't need to go back to anybody to refer to and come back. He comes back and tell you, he says what he needs to say straight away. He doesn't need to go and sleep over it. Let me sleep over it. And he gives you a perfect answer as well. It's not an answer that you would expect, but an answer that would appease you, would appease your mind. You will know, if you're truthful yourself, you will know that this is the right answer. I have never known anyone like that. I have many, many examples that I wrote as title. I've spoken about Nigerian Transformation Project. Okay, people in his home. The other thing is, you know, I spoke about that just now, us being in his home. Regardless of everything that's happening in the media, he does not love the next person less. He doesn't think, okay, people have done this to me, so I am going to stay away from people for now. I'm going to just be myself and be on my own. He doesn't actually need us. In many ways, we are the ones that need him. He's the one that is providing. He's the one that is giving advice. He's giving his time. He's giving his treasure. And he still decided that I'm going to give everyone, regardless of what somebody else has done. If you come into my life or if you come into my space, I will give you 100% of what you need or what you want from me. He would ask you, what do you want from me? He will give you 100% of what you're asking. So for me, that is another example of undaunted. He is not afraid of anything. You know, somebody that can boldly ask you what you need from him and say, I will give you that. That person is undaunted. Because you could say anything. You could say anything to him, and at the end of the day, it would be, most people would not give you a blank check to just say, what do you want? Another thing, right? If you guys remember, especially if DSA family, do you remember when they closed his previous Facebook account? I mean, that time, most of us were panicking and running everywhere, helter-skelter. Oh, Dr. Sunday, what's going to happen? The people that have a Skype, I'm sure his Skype was going off the rail, because I was one of the people calling him constantly on Skype, saying, what's going to happen? It's like, what do you mean what's going to happen? Yes, Skype is, Facebook is gone, the account is done, but you guys have learned a lot from me already. So it was just so calm. It was just like that. What do you mean? Nothing has to change. At that time when the, Facebook closed, I was planning to come over here, and I was saying to him, oh, do I still need to come? I said, what's that got to do with you coming? He was just so unmoved. Nothing that Facebook or anybody else does matters. He knows where he's going. He has his plan. He's going to follow that plan. He is very self-assured. So Facebook closed, deleted his account totally, an account that has reached millions of people. And he wasn't even angry. There was no anger, nothing in him. It was just like, oh, I'm just going to move on to something else now. And I was like, how could you even say that? I said, don't worry. Facebook going, it doesn't mean anything. You've learned so much. It's on YouTube. A lot of my teachings are on YouTube already. Just go on YouTube and check it out. And you can always call me if you need anything. It was just like, to myself, I was thinking, what? Who's this person? Is this person human? No anger, not talking down on Facebook, not saying that Facebook are wicked, not saying that anybody is wicked, not blaming anybody. That person to me is undaunted. And even this topic, we chose this topic to discuss, is because this topic resonates with us about Dr. Sunday's attributes. Another one is what was it? I have confession here, but I can't even remember what I have as a confession. I've spoken people in his house, yes. Daily broadcast, negative stories. So I have so much to talk about, like everything is running through my head now, but there's so much about Dr. Sunday that makes him, to me and many other people, as you have just heard, that makes him an epitome of undaunted. He's not daunted by anything, nothing daunting, if that's even a word, if that's an English word. This guy, this man, or this spirit, I don't know what he is, I'm still trying to work him out. What he is totally, totally undaunted. So that's my little account of it. I think somebody else wants to say something as well, and I'm going to let them talk about it, being undaunted. So I'm going to switch my camera for somebody else to say something. Okay.
Hello, everyone. The goal of every mentor is to make the mentee greater than them. So while we are discussing the attribute of our mentor, Dr. Sunday, is that you can do greater things more than Dr. Sunday. That is what he usually tells us. I listen to him. When I listen to him, somebody wrote a testimony. Doctor, I listened to your message. Your message gave me courage to do greater things. And Dr. Sunday said, you see, this message has touched me more than me being with a president of a country or speaking in United Nations. So he believes that you can do greater things than what he has done. And also, being undaunted is you have to be undaunted in your dreams, be undaunted in your desires, be undaunted in helping people, be undaunted in loving people. Even though somebody hurt you, it does not mean that you should not love again. Love is not conditional. You have to love. It's just like Pastor Sunday. The first day I came to his house, he just stood up. He stood up to come and shake me. He asked me, what is your name? I'm Pastor Sunday. What are you doing in Kiev? I said, I stay in Kiev. He said, you would have been coming here every day. Wow. No matter how people hurt him, he still has, there's that love. He still loves people back. And so, family, we are here to tell you, to encourage you, that whatever you are going through, that you should not give up on your dreams. You should not give up on your project. You should not give up on those desires that God has placed in your heart, that we are learning from our mentor, that despite every circumstances that he faced, he did not give up. I personally know the challenges of coming to former Soviet Union. It's very difficult, but he came here. He did not allow anything to stop him. So, family, you don't have any excuse to give up. You have somebody to look up to, which is Dr. Sunday. We are learning from his attribute. So, go and accomplish your dreams, your desires. There is nothing stopping you. There's nothing stopping us. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, ID. I think that's another encouragement from somebody else, from ID, that you can achieve these attributes yourself. You don't have to worry about anything. Be encouraged in these words from ID that Dr. Sunday wants a replica of him to even be better than him. So this attribute that he has, that is undaunting, that we're all talking about, that we're all giving examples of, the attributes that you also can attain, and don't be afraid. He also mentioned about love, that love is undaunting, love is unconditional. So that is a brilliant insight from ID, and I appreciate that. You come back, You came back and you gave us that. Thank you so much. I hope somebody else will speak again. But I remember what I wanted to say about confession. Okay, you know what I wanted? Well, I wanted to say this. You know, the Catholics, they go to fathers, you know, to go and confess in that box, you know, in the confession box, and you know, it's all covered. You don't see each other's face. You can just hear people. I've seen it in a movie. I've never gone and confessed anything before. But Dr. Sunday is somebody that you can look at in the eyes and you can confess something really terrible. You can say, you know, you've done this, you've done that and all that, and he would not treat you differently. He will be undaunted about whatever you may say that you've done. He wouldn't even just remember this. Have this picture in your head. You just went and confessed to somebody face to face that you did something, and that person will still hug you and say, okay, all right, so let's just, what do you need to do now? And just go on without even looking at you. It doesn't look down on you. It wouldn't say anything negative to put you down. It's just so amazing. Like, you know how many times I've been online or doing the video and I've done something and he says something to me, and by the time we finish, he's like, okay, and I said something or I did something, and he was just like, okay, so what should we do, or what are we going to do tomorrow? He's just so undaunted by any situation. But that confession thing is how I can tell you that confess anything to him. He's the kind of person that we just like, okay, all right, yes, okay, so what we can do now is this. No movement, no judgment, no condemnation, undaunted by any situation. So, is there anyone else that wants to say something? I know we've gone past our time, but this is such an interesting topic. I thought maybe somebody might want to say something else. Anyway, okay. Well, guys, we're coming back in 45 minutes anyway. And Dr. Sunday, he's here. He will be back with you on the topic of, what is the topic again? Tithes is... What's the topic about tithes? How can I even not remember? The prostitution of tithes and offering. And today's topic, or the area that he's going to talk about today, is what I usually hear. I have heard this in church so many times. If you don't tithe, you will be tithe. You know, if you don't tithe, then you will be tithe. You will have no money because you don't tithe. You know, all those, I don't even know what to call them. You know, it's like, you've seen, I've got bad taste in my mouth, just thinking about it. It's like I'm eating something that is bitter. But, you know, it's always an enjoyable time to learn, to be free, to be liberated with this knowledge that Dr. Sunday is sharing with us. So we're coming back pretty soon in 45, just gone over 45 minutes. We'll be back with you, and Dr. Sunday will be here sharing the prostitution of tithes and offering in church. So invite your friends, call your pastor, call people that really needs to know about this, that we all know what is going on. We have all been enlightened now. We're getting the information, we're getting the knowledge. So call them to join us and hear for themselves. Maybe God will change their hearts. Those people that are practicing all this, if you don't pay your tithe, you'll be tight kind of scenario. So join us again in 43 minutes now. I hope to see you, and we'll be back with Dr. Sunday Adelaja later on in 43 minutes. So don't forget to share. Okay, your comment. Somebody is just reminding me to read comment. Okay, Omonike, thank you very much for acknowledging us. Thank you. Joyce is saying hello, everyone. Thanks so much, everyone, for all this contribution. God bless you. That's Omonike again. Thank you, Omonike. Innocent says, hello, Caroline, there. He can see you in the camera. I think that's why I said hello. That's for you, Caroline. And then Ifoma says, DSA is a perfect example of someone who is undaunted for sure. Absolutely, Ifoma. You've met him and you know. And Miss Lola Shorunke, that's Miss Shorunke, said, Mayowa, blessings. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ma. That was nice of you. And then we have, who else do we have? We have Ezinwa that says, thank you, Maria, for sharing with us. Oh, that's you, Maria. You see, people. And Rory says, thank you, dear friends. How special to honor our apostle like this. Thank you very much, Rory. Thank you. And then we have, who else do we have? Christina that says, well done, Maria. That's Christina saying
Thank
well
you.
done. She's saying thank you. Ezinwa says, wow. Yes, with this wow. Miss Lola Sharonke says, again, warm greeting to you, Pastor Rory. So that's greeting from Miss Lola saying hello to Pastor Rory there. Ezinwa clapping. Then we have Rory says, these times of great pressure are allowed by God to help Pastor and all of us to receive and release even greater grace. Thank you very much, Pastor Rory. Then we have here Lola, Miss Lola Sharonke saying, thank you, Maria. That's to you, Maria. Ifoma says, well done, Maria. That's Ifoma. Pastor Pierre Jane said, thanks for sharing. Thank you very much, Pastor Pierre. And then we have a Zinwa that says, thank you, Maria. That's to you. Maria is getting a lot of thank you. Thank you, guys. Greetings. She's saying greetings to you all. Thank you, guys, because Maria do need that encouragement. She was worried about her English, but we all heard her perfectly. So thank you for acknowledging her, everyone. And then we have, who else do we have? Ooh. Mayowa, thank you for your testimony of Pastor Sunday Undauntedness, my lovely sisters. And okay, Mayowa, Natalia, and Maria. I think those are the people that Pastor Rory saw. Thank you very much, Pastor Rory. Joe Pelumi is saying hello to, welcome to Gracie. Thank you, everybody. Guys, please continue to share even as I'm reading so that other people can watch later. Vivian is saying, yes, we can. I think Vivian is saying, yes, we can to attaining this attribute. Thank you, Vivian. Well done. And then we have, thank you, Pastor Natalia, from Miss Lola Sharonke again. We have Rory saying, sincere and trustworthy eyewitness, Pastor Natalia, giving testimony of her close relationship to Pastor Sunday. I think that was during Pastor Natalia's comments there. Amen, dear Pastor Natalia. Welcome, Watun. Caroline, you preaching girl. That's from Ruth Akimbawale. That's saying that to you, Caroline. Well done, Queen Carol-wise. Good evening. Everyone is saying from Kels. Good evening. Okay, I think the rest is just good evening and pleasantry. So, guys, again, I want to appreciate you for your time, for staying with us to the end to hear this. Please continue to share even as we're closing. And also, don't forget, we're back. Now is in 37 minutes. We'll be back in 37 minutes to hear about the prostitution of tithes and offering in church. I cannot wait. That's an exciting topic on its own. But it's not just exciting, it's the knowledge, the understanding that I gained from it. I'm really, really excited to learn more. So I'm going to say my goodbye, and everyone else is going to say their goodbye. Guys, bye.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.